Now we're live.
Okay, hello, and welcome to another episode of Dungeons and Dad Jokes. If you would like to join us, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can join in the live chat. Because a couple of us are in there, and you can ask questions or comment about anything that's going on. I'm sure they'll respond. Um, so check out our danddadjokes.com because we do post our town criers so that you can read and catch up to where we're at right now. Also, there is a GM corner where I spew some thoughts and ideas myself. So check that out. And you can find our other social media links down below or also on our website. So
And I
let's get,
promise now that Christmas is over, I'll do better about posting.
yeah, Rhonda slacked.
Hey, I had a
Okay.
big family. It's not my fault you moved away.
My family significantly shrunk when I moved away. All right, let's go ahead and begin tonight's episode, which is episode 52, entitled Preparations. Just on a side note, I make these titles before we actually do this session, and they don't always come to fruition, such as last week's. So let's find out what happened last week.
There was last
In
week.
the well, I do the best I can. The best laid plans of all GMs is, usually thwarted by their players. All right. In the library at Key, Denier takes time to answer the questions and provide encouragement to Evangeline. He explains that the path seen in Evangeline's life was perfect for the next keeper of the knowledge. He also shares that the Order of Truth does see something within her and fears losing that possible power. After explaining to Evangeline what his book and quill do, he excuses himself and leaves the room, disappearing before exiting the library. Kadeth fills in Professor Tomlinson with the cards. He confirms that with the power of the gods increasing, the power of the Order of Truth will decrease as they will begin to lose their ear of the governing authorities. He also offers sanctuary to the group should they find themselves in need. Fix and Forsyth, in their own ways, discover the Order of Truth has hired additional help in patrolling the upper area of Key, especially between Dirk Hall and the Trenson estate. Later that evening, Evangeline contacts Gavion, who confirms leaving Boreg upon Bruman's request. Meanwhile, Fix and Kadeth take a trip to Farbron to visit Corini and Shallow, the Blink Cat. Upon request of the enchantment Fix wishes to have applied to the newly forged pendants, Shallow reveals herself to be a young elven girl. She implies this has been done for other pendants and offers her assistance. A deal is struck and work begins. As Shallow and Carini work on the enchantments, Fix and Kadeth decide to make introductions to the four members that drew Fix's attention. After meeting with these four members of the Jagged Dream and informing them to stay on guard should Gidna return, Fix and Kadeth return to the shop and pick up the completed pendants, giving one to Gadeth immediately. Once they return to Key, Fix calls on Evangeline and Forsyth, also giving them pendants. The next morning, Philaethus wakes Fix as he reports in, "It has begun. Bruman serves you well," but seems taken back when Fix responds. As they all begin to wake, Evangeline is given a letter from Ederic with a coded message saying, "Do not come, they will not let you leave." This is where we are picking up tonight's episode. You are at the Trenson estate. It is morning. You are all headed to breakfast, I'm assuming, or have come to breakfast where you
Sure,
decoded
why
the
not?
message. Either way, food is involved because, well, eating is good.
um, Vix would definitely go to breakfast
Yeah.
after
You,
spending the night foraging. Kind of wants food.
you also didn't say in that message was coded.
I did say it was coded, a
Yes.
Did you
coded
say it was
message
coded?
that
Okay.
I heard that,
that
Yeah,
read.
I did.
Okay. I missed it.
I, and I
Did
wasn't
the
even
did the
looking.
letter get placed on the website?
Oh shoot! No, we did not place the. Look at that. We told our viewers that we would place the letter on the website and then
Oh, I'll
didn't.
tell you what. while we're doing that.
So in about 10 minutes, you guys can go look at the message and see if you can figure out the code for yourself.
Da, 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 da.
Oh my goodness. Well, holidays. We have
Mhm.
holiday brain.
Right? Any of my siblings there at the table?
I have Vanessa's there.
Okay.
Or Vanessa will come in shortly. I mean, Vanessa's at home, so he will be there.
I'll wait for the rest of the group to join then.
Okay. Are you doing anything before breakfast? Or are you just gonna say nope, not going to breakfast? The rest of you.
I'm going to go to breakfast
I'll go to breakfast.
because I have to keep my energy level up.
Because food is good, I told you.
Especially when somebody else cooks it.
Right?
Right.
All right, I'm gonna assume Evangelina's doing that too because
Yes.
she has a one-track mind. She's on a mission.
Yes.
I also have to figure out where I put it.
I mean, if all else fails, you
I don't think
Maybe
it's
in
under
pull it
that
off
one.
of
It should
out
be in
there,
Discord if
maybe.
needed.
Yeah, it should also be in Discord, I believe.
Once everyone's arrived, I'd ask my brother if he knows how the hell she who shall not be named knows so much about the organization.
Vaneth will kind of shrug his shoulders and I have no idea. She's been around for a while.
Hmm. But she
People
knows
around
inner
her.
workings.
Yeah. People around her either cater to her or disappear. Chances are she gets people to talk in some manner or another.
Hmm.
It's in the town crier.
I'd love to meet her in the back alley.
I'll look to Kadath and Forsyth and Evangeline and say, perhaps the Scarab is allowed her to get this information.
That could be.
Vaneth is kind of a scarab. I don't know anything about a scarab.
I think right now the less you know about it, the better.
Works for me.
We need to find out who from the organization may have fallen into her grasp.
Well, I can start digging around for that.
Please do.
You may want to let Gavian know too. He has a way. I don't know. I've never seen anybody move in the shadows like he does. I'll see what I can find out.
Sounds good. Evangeline, have you used your stones yet?
Not
Today?
today.
The next time you send a love note to my brother, can you ask him to find out who in the organization may have fallen into the hands of she who shall not be named?
I will.
Thank you. So on to your Your brother, was it, that sent that letter?
Yes.
What do you want to do about it?
I'm not sure.
I understand.
As long as the Order of Truth does not have me, my family should be safe.
But how
If
long
they
will they
know,
remain patient?
if they know I'm in town right now, that could change.
I think we've taken quite a few measures to ensure the fact that you're not in town. But we still don't know their reach.
I don't.
And I still need to find out from my mother if we have any connections.
On the inside?
Yeah.
If we do this, if we go to the Order of Truth, if we go to Dirk Hall,
If we do so, I think we need to heavily rely on the talents of Forsyth here rather than a brute force
I
approach.
agree.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Is there anyone within Dirk Hall that you care other than your family if they survive?
As of right now, I forgot her name. My mentor, Leslin, may possibly still be on my side.
So we'll
And
give her a chance to,
possibly align
if
herself with me.
okay. Kadath, Forsyth, what say you?
I'm here to do what you need me to do.
Yeah, same.
There have been so many warnings. Advice on not making rash decisions. I am slow to make any decision at this point.
I comprehend that.
Understood.
And then there's this whole new thing.
Your divine charge.
Yes.
Additional divine charge.
Additional divine charge.
That's what this whole thing has been.
That's true. How about my personal divine charge?
Sure.
How many siblings are in the room?
One.
One.
Just enough.
And you do have the pendant if you wish to communicate without speaking.
Yeah. And I will utilize that pendant as I communicate telepathically. I would like to learn to use this book. So, knowing who's completely trustworthy, I don't want to take it out in front of just anybody.
Keeping to the telepathy, I'll respond. There are a handful of people that I trust, but the only ones I would suggest that you openly and readily display it to are those of us that can communicate in this message.
I agree. I'll kind of look at Kadaf. Communication with a divine entity is new to me. Do you think that I can just communicate with Denier anytime?
I think so. Now, whether he chooses to respond or not, that is hard to say. But I've found that the Raven Queen will find some way to respond to at least let me know she's listening, and find a way to respond that will either give me the answer or lead me to what I need to know, even if it's not a direct answer.
So long as your request is not asinine. If you're asking how to cook eggs in the morning, I don't know that the gods are going to care.
Yes.
I'll say this verbally. When I'm in this household, I have no need to cook eggs.
True.
Veneer will give you a weird look. Kind of shake his head. Finish his plate. He'll get up and kind of walk off.
As he's leaving, I'll say, let Mother know that I'll be coming to speak with her after breakfast.
He'll give you a nod.
I think perhaps while you're speaking to your mother, I may take a little bit of time with the book and the quill and see, now that I'm feeling healthier and not so injured and have
You
slept
were
on it for
fine.
a minute. See what it's all about.
And likely, since that book is from Denier, that is potentially a way he will choose to answer.
And also keep in mind that the book may be capable of more than what it is willing to allow you to have access to at the moment.
Yes. Sometimes they only let us have access to what they think we can handle initially.
I think it's time for me to maybe start testing my abilities.
Perhaps.
I will finish my last bit of food. And go to my room. And I will let everybody know that they're welcome or not, whatever they so choose.
We'll see
And
after
I'll
I speak with my
head to
mother.
my room.
Forsyth will actually just say, I'll be outside flying. Give me a call if you need me. And he's actually going to change into the big flying creature
Ha.
and
All right.
and do some laps around looking for what he might see.
All right. Okay.
Making sure no one's overly interested in the Trinston estate.
All right. Kadeth?
I'm trying to remember something.
Which something?
Giselle, did she say that there is someone in the order that's
She said
working against us, or is there? I
that
forget how it was worded.
it was worded in a way that basically told you that there was lies within your circle. Not, but confirmed to you, not your inner circle, not this group, but there are
Right.
lies within your circle.
Which could be the order, could be
You're figuring
other
since
groups.
it's specific to you, it's not a random person from the Order of Truth that you've really never met just because they're part of the order. It's going to
Right.
be somebody you know.
Somebody I know in Key. Okay. Or in Christ. I mean.
Yeah.
When was what's her name supposed to get here?
Kosha, you said as soon as possible, meet in Key.
Yes.
She has not arrived yet.
2 days ago.
Like a day and a half ago.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, she has not arrived yet.
Well, I don't know for sure. I know she hasn't gotten to the house yet, but
yeah.
Actually, in that case, I'm gonna go to the temple here.
Hush. My dog is whining.
Whiny doggies.
She's like, pay attention to me.
I'm gonna go to the temple in Key.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna head out of breakfast and head to the Temple of Key.
Yeah.
or the temple inn key. Which, if I recall correctly, is on the southern side of the water. I believe is where the Order of Balance was. And the priest Cedric is there.
Yeah, Cedric.
Yeah. It pays to have written all of this down in the last 24 hours.
You know.
All right. As your compatriots leave the dining hall to head to do their own things, um, the range for your teleportation, for your communication, is within the city. I didn't give you like a mileage or anything. It's going to be within the city, so you'll still be able to contact the rest of your party members, Fix, should you so need to. You head to your mother's office.
Technically my office, but I still let her claim it.
The office. You head to the office. You will
Okay.
find your mother there. As you come in, you will pass your father as he's leaving. He'll say, "Good morning. I'm gonna go get your mother breakfast."
Has she left the office yet?
She has not.
We'll see if we can make some progress on that.
Um, do your best. And he walks on. You will see your mother when you walk in. She's pulling some things out of drawers and shelves and kind of organizing a little bit. Some things she's putting back away. It looks like she's going through some things in order to clean it up, in essence. Out with the old, in with the new.
I know what you were looking for.
Oh, Kofik. I wasn't really looking for anything, to be honest. I just figured I'd get rid of some of my own personal scrawlings.
Would they be useful?
Not really. No.
So I hear you've been sleeping in here
Well, that didn't take a.
and refusing to leave.
I have been refusing to leave.
Care to tell me why?
Well, it was High Priest Reneo that put up the shield, or the barrier, the ward. Um, at my request, doesn't mean I fully trust him. He's, one of the five. Which means he may or may not have attached something to it. I just as lieve not find out what. Well, at least not the hard way.
Understood. When Kadath returns, we'll take a look at it. See if we can get you out of here.
Oh,
My
that
next
would be good.
I agree. Now, you should know that your guardian contacted me and let me know that things were popping off.
Oh, Phalathus has returned then.
He has. He was audibly surprised that I was the one that answered him.
Yeah, he was a little surprised the first time I answered him too. But, I gave him like the third degree, like, who is this? What are you doing? How are you? Because I knew nothing about it when I took over.
How does That sounds like a very bad way to hand off something this delicate.
Yeah, one would think, but it's usually a nasty handoff. I mean, I, to be fair, I killed my predecessor.
I'll try not to do the same.
I would appreciate it.
Did you get what I delivered to you?
You'll have to refresh GM memory.
The vial of her blood.
Oh yeah. That's right. She'll say, yeah, your father gave it to me this morning. That was.
Dare I ask what you exchanged for it?
I mean, if you got the vial, you probably know what I exchanged for it.
Did she ever call on that favor?
No, I don't believe that she did.
Do you know what she is?
I did not dare to ask. She looks innocent. She looks young. She's wise, well beyond the age that she looks, and probably just as conniving. Um, but I didn't dare ask what she was. Um, my guess is something ancient and extraplanar.
I don't know about extraplanar. I don't know enough about her species, but according to what we've learned, maybe you can help fill in the gaps, but an archfey.
Hmm. Well, that would make sense. Although she doesn't look like an arc fae. Most of them are, at least from my understanding, they're arc fae for a reason. They're old.
I believe her title was the unaging one, if Joe
Interesting.
remembers that correctly.
Close enough.
The Archfey who never aged.
Yes.
Interesting. I wonder what keeps her from aging. Not
Blood from our order. Who knows?
yeah. Perhaps. I have no idea. I don't know that I want to know. Trust me, I do not want to be immortal. When it's my time to go, it's my time to go.
True. I did have a couple questions for you, though, about the organization.
Sure.
Do we have any contacts or assets within the Order of Truth?
There is one that reports to me every so often. It's not a regular report. It's usually just, when he sees something untoward or I'm looking for something in specific that he's, I let him know and he's seen it. Um, his name is Brezin. Brezin
Present.
Silverspell.
And how do you make contact?
Um, Generally, I'm able to just send a note um, and just let him know in a basically coded message that says when and where, and then we just meet in person. He's free to come and go as he pleases. He's a priest in the order, but he's a low level priest.
Where's he stationed?
Currently he is in the Dirk Hall, unless they've moved him for whatever reason. But to the best of my knowledge, he's still in the Dirk Hall.
How strong is his allegiance to us?
I've never
Civic?
asked him to openly go against the order, so I would not know
What
as
is your
far
gut
as
instinct?
that goes. Um,
I'm sure you've thought of this.
I have. My gut instinct is when push comes to shove, I feel he will be with the one that gives him the most benefit. He is, you know, cheerleading on the other side for the winning team, whoever that team may be, per se.
My least favorite type of loyalty.
Yeah, little fickle. I use him mostly for information, not actually to do things, such as, you know, your brother's sisters.
Hmm.
Or even some other members of the order I can trust upon much further. He is just informational.
Okay. Well, that would be. I think we can still use that.
All right. She will dig through her desk and she'll pull out a piece of paper and she'll hand it to you. Um, she will say, "This is the cipher that I use to contact him if you need."
And what was his name?
Resin.
Resin silver spell. I took notes. Okay. Though I may contact him in a way other than a note. That's so no.
That's so last. That's last generation, man.
Now we have sending spells and message spells. Oh,
I mean, can be done. It's a little more difficult when you haven't met him yet.
hmm, true. Um, you should know I've kept your name.
She smiles. I mean, it bears weight among the jagged dream.
And I introduced myself to those in the place that I don't remember the name of,
Farbron.
Farbron.
They will, any place you go, they will know that you are there.
I
They will
gathered
not,
that.
they will not be able to pinpoint who exactly you are until you make yourself known. But they will know that you are
Good to know.
there.
Anything else that I should know from this trinket?
As I'm sure you have discovered on your trip to Farbron, you will also know that they are there. Only you'll be able to know where they're at.
Can they communicate or find each other through the pendants?
Only if they show it. Um, this connection is directly to you. They will not be able to communicate through it. Um,
What is to keep somebody from counterfeiting or pretending to be of the order or of the organization?
no, that's a good question. Because it is possible if they get an active pendant that they may be able to counterfeit. They may be able to bluff their way, so to speak. Whoever's wearing the pendant, you will have location to the pendant, not the person specifically. So it is possible.
I'll keep that in mind. Any insight as to how she got so much information about our inner workings?
Like I said, we don't mess with those 5 people for a reason. I have no idea.
Maybe
She
it's time we
knows
start.
messing with those 5 people.
They decided to mess with us.
One of them decided to mess with you.
And
If I
if those
recall
others ally themselves with her, then they have joined up for this.
well, now that's a question that you'll have to discover. I do not know how their interactions work.
True. But the Order of Truth has made it personal as well.
So I've come to understand.
I give her a smile. Don't worry about me. I got it, Ma.
I will trust that you've got it.
Or I'll die trying, one or the other.
Don't we all? Uh, it might be the last thing you try.
Yeah.
Just keep those you trust close.
Oh, I've already taken steps to do so.
Good.
With that, I'd give her a hug and let her know that, well, I'll be back to take a look at this barrier.
Good.
And then I'd head out, and over the link, I would let Kadath know that when he is done, that I would like his assistance.
All right.
And I'd head up to Evangeline's.
All right. In the meantime, Forsyth, you're flying above the sky. Give me a
Right.
perception.
I see trees of green.
Skies of blue.
25.
25. Doggone. All right. You are flying overhead. You're seeing the city come to life. It's starting to bustle with people in the streets here and there doing their daily activities. You do notice that there is a couple of extra people kind of making a pattern between the Dirk Hall and the Trenson estate. But you do not see that they're not actively like paying attention to either one or the other. They're kind of just walking between the two, just a standard pattern. You figure this is,
Going round in circles.
yeah, they're patrolling. You see that as being a patrol for sure. Other than that, you don't really see anything else. You don't see anything untoward.
Okay. I will follow him for a while, but with this huge thing up in the air.
After you follow them for a little bit, it would be hard to not notice. They will take note of you, and they'll kind of stop and they'll look and they'll point and they'll start conversing. You can tell that they've not really seen a creature like that before. And they're trying to figure out what it is, but after a little bit, they keep walking and they just, they glance up your way every so often.
I will move my circle a little further uh, to the other side of the order.
Okay. You see the same thing over there, just using your 25. People going about their business, starting to do their daily routines. You don't see any what looks like any extra patrol going on the other side, though.
Okay. All right. I'll just make wider and wider circles around the city for now.
All right.
And gain notoriety. I mean, attention.
You will gain attention. You are an odd creature flying above key. All right. Cut death. You make your way across the city, and you arrive at the Order of Balance. When you walk in, there's a few trainees that kind of
Hey.
give you a slight bow.
Give me just a second.
Okay.
Yeah,
oh.
go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna go. Well, I'll ask one of them where. I already forgot his name. You just said it 5 minutes ago.
Cedric.
Cedric is.
They will say, Master Cedric is in his study, as he typically is this time of day.
Thank you. And I'll just head there and
All right.
knock on the door when I get there.
When you get there, you'll hear enter, and you open the door, and you see him kind of sitting at a desk, and he seems to be reading through a book. He'll look up and he'll say, Kadeth, what can I do for you?
Well, two things. One, uh, somebody new to our order named Kosha might be arriving sometime today, I hope. Today or tomorrow.
Okay.
Can you send her to the Trinston residence as soon as she gets here?
I will. I will indeed.
I don't know if she'll be arriving here or if she'll be arriving somewhere else in the city, but
Okay. All right. I will keep an eye out for that.
just
Keep
send
an
her
ear out.
immediately there.
I will do that.
Second thing, do we have a way to send a more secure message to my master in Thrice?
Well, if you, I don't have the ability to do so, but there are some that can send messages more mentally, like telepathy. However, just a general sending stone, I do believe that Erwin gave you a sending stone.
Yes, but I want to make sure that he's the only one that can get the message in case others are nearby, or if he left the sending stone with someone while he's out. And I don't know if he's currently in Thrice or if he's not in the city at the moment.
Very well. If you, there is a mage in town. He's a bit recluse. Doesn't like to come out of his home very often.
Goes by the name of Finnel.
That could probably send something telepathically, but then, he will also know the message. If you want it to be strictly you and Erwin, it might be best to contact Erwin and tell him to contact you first thing in the morning at a secure location. Set up a time and place.
I may do it that way. Very well. So yeah, let Kosha know that she should be fine coming to the Trinston house. I'll make sure that the servants there know to let her in.
Very well. I will be sure to pass that message along should she come to the temple first.
Thank you. I'll head back out and head back to the house.
All right. You head back to the house. Evangeline. You are still muted, by the way. You go up to your room. What do you do with your book?
I pull out the book and the quill and contemplate for a few minutes on everything that's going on. And I will think about what's his face? Reneo?
Yeah, Reneo.
and Yara
Okay.
and Harak
Okay.
and Strolduk
Okay.
and Reproot. I remember them.
You got them all.
I will think about them. And we'll look to the book to see if the book has any history of a
Okay.
connection between them.
You're looking specifically for connections.
Yeah, in the past,
Okay.
like possibly distant past. You know, like did they all grow up in the same orphanage or something stupid?
Oddly enough. No. The book shimmers a bit as you see that some things are kind of moving toward the surface a little bit. After a moment of just kind of watching it and concentrating, you start to see words appear that's more like almost riddles is what you're starting to see. It says tit for tat. I scratch your back, you scratch mine. Frenemies. You know, not always mutual goals or mutual outcomes. Occasionally, they bind together to achieve greater purpose in their eye.
I switch my thinking and I think about myself. The path that I've lived. And the university and the order of truth.
Okay. The page is shimmering, but what specific? It doesn't seem to be landing on anything in specific.
I will verbally say, Engineer, why do they fear me? What can I do? Why do they fear me? What can I do? I'm a simple girl.
On the page, you will have in front of you intelligence beyond your upbringing. Something of which one cannot learn.
I stop on that. And contemplate, because how can one know if one does not learn? This
It'll
does not compute.
as your circuits are frying. Um, um, it will come up as trust in a greater power.
Like you? I'm going to take the pen and put it to the paper
Mhm.
and write the words like you question mark.
Um, it will come back and say, I am the ultimate keeper of knowledge. About this time, Fix a walk-in or knock.
Probably not. I don't know what she's doing with that book.
Well, it ain't your brother. I'll tell him to come in.
Yeah, writing erotic stories about my
Erotica.
brother. I don't want to know that.
Erotica.
More like neurotica.
Neurotica.
I'd step in. Learn anything?
I'll look at him and I'll kind of smile and I'll look back at the book and I will write the words. Okay. I'll trust.
All right. It'll fade away.
And I'll look back at Fix.
I'm just leaning against the door, afraid.
Apparently the 5. work together when they need to, but they don't always have mutual goals.
Is there a sixth that is playing as the invisible hand?
When I contemplated on what the five had in common, there was no six. But I did not ask that specific question.
Okay. Interesting.
When I contemplated about myself, there was an interesting thing that came up.
Oh.
Intelligence beyond my upbringing, something which one cannot learn. Very confusing.
Hmm.
Apparently, Kadath was right.
Don't tell him that.
That's true. His head is already big enough.
I can hear what you're thinking.
We're not thinking, we're talking.
Is he within range? Can he hear through the ear cuffs?
Now, I guess that's the question that we didn't flesh out. Is it like always a Zoom call, or can we go into private side rooms?
Yeah, you could
I'm-
probably do private side
Does
rooms
it,
if you
does it
needed
have
to.
a mute?
It does have a mute.
All right, so we can do
You're not
private side
constantly
rooms.
connected.
All right.
Hey, Chuck is muted.
Yes,
He's
he
talking.
Sorry. I'm sure none of us want to hear Evangeline's conversations with Gavian.
is.
So.
Yeah. No.
That's why do you think I didn't offer him one of these pendants? We would never be able to talk to Evangeline. Be like, Evangeline is busy right now. Please call back again later. But, what do you think he was right about?
What do I think he was right about?
Yes.
Well, if I'm going to trust him, I have to assume that he's right about it all, even if I don't understand it.
You can trust people without them having to be right about everything. Part of being mortal is the capacity for being wrong. Part of being a god is the capacity for being wrong too, in some cases. But not Gond, just all the others.
Now I'm really confused. You're confusing me even more.
I don't know what this thing is that your deity is speaking of. I can make guesses, but I can't say for sure. Obviously, he saw something in you.
Well, according to him, the Order has seen the same thing.
And if he finds it valuable, I'm sure they find it valuable, but probably for much more nefarious uses. I did find out we have a contact within the Order, though. His allegiance is fickle, though.
That's not good.
We could still use it.
Thought. And I'll use my thought so that everybody can hear. Since High Priest Reneo placed that protection
Barrier.
barrier around your mother's office,
Yes.
what if he's using it for more?
It's what my mother is concerned with. It's why she won't leave the office. And I'm thinking this as well. And it is why I've asked Kadath when he returns to help me take a look at it.
What if he was watching for me? What if he
At the
already
same
knows that I'm here?
And I hope that Felitheus, I think that's how you pronounce it. Felicius P-Dog. All right.
Filet
Pea
fish.
dog.
P-Dog.
Filet of fish.
Yes,
That's
filet
been
of
my
fish.
favorite.
Philatus.
You know what?
Filet fish.
That's a good. I'll hold up a hand. Well, mentally hold up a finger so that I'm not thinking.
The
I'm
middle one
going-
or a different one?
Yes.
This one, like, hold up one
Hold up.
second. If I hold up the middle one, it's gonna be both of them.
He says, but wait.
There's
Hold on.
more.
And I'm gonna try to use the blood branding to contact fillet of fish.
What do you say?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Anyone outside of the family and the servants that come, stop them from entering until cleared by myself.
Very well.
Don't harm them.
Take all the fun out of it.
I repeat, do not harm them without my express direction.
Very well.
Thank you. None shall enter this house without my permission that are not part of the immediate family. Which Forsyth and Kadath, you may have to let me know when you're coming back so I can give you entry. He seems a little obstinate.
Speaking of which,
Maybe he just doesn't like new leadership.
I told the order to send Kosha to the house when she arrives.
I'll keep an eye out for her.
But will you give her entry?
As much as I do not want to, yes.
Hey,
I don't care if you pick people's pockets, Forsyth. It's when you pick mine that I have an issue with it.
when's the last time I picked your pocket?
Oh, I never said you.
When's the last time Kosha ever picked your pocket?
Once is enough.
I will reach into my pocket. I will grab the stone out of my pocket.
But then you don't know how many times I picked teacher. So
That's true. At one point, he did give you your own candle.
I thought that was Evangeline's.
Yeah, that was Evangeline's.
that was Evangeline. Yeah. You wouldn't know if I picked yours either. So
I done
Which is
forgot
why
what I'm
I've,
supposed to be asking Dabney.
Asking him to find out of any members of the organization that may have fallen within she who shall not be named's hands.
She who shall not be named.
I will. Use the stone. I'll say, hey, it's me.
It's me.
hello, it's me.
I'll say, Fix wants to know if you know how many may be under the influence of that woman. Did I hear that you're headed to? Isn't he headed to Niliesh?
Mhm.
You're headed to Niliesh, and then I'll stop.
Takes a moment for him to respond. He says, hey, yes, nearly there now. I will have to do some digging about contacts for her within our group. I'll let you know as soon as I come up with something.
He will let us know what he finds out.
Appreciated.
I'm going to take the quill and I'm going to copy the sending spell into the book.
Okay. You start working on that. That's going to take you an hour and a half.
We said
It's like an hour per
half
level,
the
and it's
time,
half the time.
and it's a third level, so an hour and a half.
Okay. So
It's
And
typically 2 hours, I believe.
oh, I thought it was an hour per level. I don't know.
It's an hour per level if it is of your school, your
Oh,
devoted
okay.
school.
2 hours per level if it's beyond.
If it's anything else, except
Oh.
if you're Order of the Scribes and then it's broken.
And then it's broken. You're right. It's very broken. However, I do believe sending is. Oh wait, I don't know. Is that
I've got it on here.
An artificer spell eventually?
I think so.
Okay.
Well, we can
So
find
it is
out.
from your.
Well, it's not just if your class can cast it, but of your school. So like conjuration, divination, and all of those.
Okay, you mean that. I forget what you were doing. Enchantment.
Well,
You were
I
doing
don't-
enchantment.
I'm working on enchantment.
Well, that's
now.
true. She hasn't picked the
I don't
school
have
yet.
a school yet.
She's not high enough level.
So then it would be 2 hours base. If that thing gives it half, then it's an hour each.
Then it's an hour each, so it'll take you 3 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, it's super broken.
And it's 50 gold piece per level.
Yeah. That's accounting for any materials you need, basically, in order to do so. Because you put the materials of the spell itself into the scribing of it.
I deducted that from my sheet.
Okay. All right. So you're working on that. Kadeth, eventually, you head out of there. You're getting to the Trenson estate. Forsyth, I'm assuming you're still flying overhead. You're going to see Kadeth walking through the city. Oh, you are muted, senior.
I will shadow him from a height.
Okay.
Do I notice him following me?
He is hard to miss. He is an unusual bird that you've probably never seen before. Except for in
But
a
I
book.
can probably guess who it is.
The size, by the way, is huge.
Huge.
But only 30 hit points. That's kind of...
What bird is it?
It's basically like a
Starts with a
pterodactyl.
Q.
But it
Oh, that one.
starts with a
Okay.
Q. Yeah.
I just thought of something.
What
Right
is
now I'm
it called?
scribing. I need to see if there's any spells that haven't been used in this book.
Quetzalcoatlus or something.
Oh, yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, I knew which one he was talking about. I just don't remember I couldn't remember the exact name.
Yeah.
Evangeline,
Yes.
can you ask your book about filet-o-fish?
Fillet of fish.
Filet-o-fish?
Can I break what I'm doing and go back to it? Or do I have
know.
to? Do I have to continuously do it?
Can she pause on scribing a spell?
Ooh, I
That's a
don't
good
know.
question. Or will you
Let's
lose
find
it?
out.
I feel like you would have to continuously do it. It's kind of like the concentration, like a ritual. You can't stop the ritual, go do something, and come back to it and finish the last 5 minutes of it or whatever.
Well,
You can
let's
hold
see.
it to finish it, but you couldn't do anything else per se.
Yeah.
Like a quick an interaction verbally is a little different than actually like, okay, you're in the book, you're writing in the book. To pause and ask the book a question would interrupt that spell that's being written.
In which case, I'll say right before lunch.
Ask me at lunch.
It doesn't say that you have to do it. It just says it takes this long. So that is your call.
I am going to make a call that for her to ask the book, since that's what she's scribing it into,
Oh, that's
it
a
would
good
cause
point.
her to break that scribing. If it were something else, that would be a little different.
Understood.
But when the GMs fast forwards us, then I can do it.
Okay. Well, Kadeth, you're headed back into the Trenson estate.
Yeah.
Unless you're planning on going someplace else.
Nope. Just heading in there.
Okay. You gonna just walk right in?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh God.
Oh, geez. I rolled a natural one.
Oh no!
It's still a 6, but yeah.
All right. You walk in and you immediately feel yourself just freeze.
Because I'm too distracted to really pay attention anyways.
You have your mental capacity.
Yeah.
All of your magic items work and everything. You just physically, you cannot move.
Is it essentially hold person?
It's kind of like a hold person.
I'm going to immediately think to Fix. Fix.
I forgot.
Yes.
I'd like a psychic
Tell
hug
that
from
stupid
person.
thing to let me in the door.
I told you this might happen. I'll be like, I'll be right
I was
back, Evangeline.
distracted.
Well, stop staring at the pretty girls.
If only.
And I'll head down there. And I can't help myself. I'll look up like, is this really Kadath?
Do you really want to find out?
Riddle me this, Batman.
He does this. You can't move. But then he'll laugh and be like, he'll look to the statue and say, allow him entry and make it permanent.
You will feel yourself released.
I just walk in and go to my room and don't even say anything.
Pounce.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
No, it's more to keep myself from pulling out the sword and attacking the statue.
He was only doing what I told him to.
Doesn't matter. I'll trust the stupid thing anyways.
Well, neither do I.
Forsyth, you're still in the air unless you land. That's up to you.
What time of the day is it now?
It's late morning. It's pushing lunchtime.
I'll wait another hour.
Okay. All right. Nothing seems to happen. It's just hanging on. Evangeline, you finish scrying your spell, and you look at the book about Phalathus. Or you ask the book about Phalathus.
I do.
Okay. Phalathus kind of comes up in the book. You see an image of the statue. And in its writing, it says, servant. I don't remember. Let me pull out my notes. I can't remember it. My other notes. I'm sinking again. I think that is who he actually serves. Yeah. Servant of the goddess Lyra.
Spell, please.
Leira.
Leira.
L as in lucky.
L.
Eira. Servant of the goddess Lyra. Bound to serve the jagged dream.
Why?
I almost, it pops up shrewd business deal.
So many questions. I'm going to ask the book, Denier. Am I beginning to use these items correctly?
The book will pop up and say use as you see fit.
I'm going to ask about Valshru. And the orb.
Velsharun, the god of undeath, necromancy.
All the fun stuff.
All the fun stuff. And then after it, it'll ask you, do you think he actually would die?
I think he lives in that orb. I think he's trapped in that orb. Or is that orb something that he uses? Like Fate uses the crystal ball with all the eyes.
It will come back and say, Velsharun has backups to his backup. He will not be easily dispatched or discouraged.
Do I have the ability to do as the seers do?
Perhaps.
Should I go to the Dirk Hall?
Perhaps. Oh,
Perhaps. This one actually does not respond to you.
Who can protect my family?
It also does not respond to you on that one.
Doggone it. Can Stroll Duck be trusted?
He rarely breaks his word.
I'm going to ask about, or think about, or basically whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm going to ask about. Giselle. Fortune. To me.
The page is shimmering. What specifically are you looking for?
I will tell you as soon as I find it. I forget what episode. This one.
7. Okay.
Oh, that's not that one. That one.
Oh no, now she's on a note hunt.
Specifically asking about. Shoot, I can't remember how it was worded. Oh, wait a minute. Did I
Probably
mark
should.
them? I did.
Session 36.
Yep. Choop, 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 choop. Okay. The one who is hidden upside down. The Emperor, who is not the Emperor.
The Emperor who is not the Emperor. You asked the book about that. It will show you a picture of the card.
Uh-huh.
And as it begins to fade, you see a face on it. The face you will recognize as Reneo.
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun. And we're going to go to break because we need a bio break.
All right.
We will be right back.
All right.
Apparently,
And
also
we're back.
chocolate break.
Yes.
We're back. I don't get a chocolate break no more. All right. We are at Fix's residence. It's getting to be lunchtime. Evangeline, after a little bit, the book stops responding to you.
Enough questions for the day.
Enough questions for today.
That's okay. I'm heading to lunch with an answer.
All right. Forsyth,
Yeah, I'll
You
come
come da-
flying in.
you come flying in. I don't know that you'll fit
Well-
through the door.
I will change about a foot from the door.
Okay. You change a foot from
From
the
and
door.
slide in. I guess it's time for a dex check.
Yeah. Well, if you want to try to hit the ground running, it's a dex check. If you want to get through the door, it's also a wisdom save.
Well, I actually, yeah. I didn't say, I got a 9 with the wisdom save. A 15 on the dex check.
Well, not too bad on the dex. You managed to keep your footing, but as soon as you get through the door, you're frozen.
Cool. Or chill.
Chill. I can't find my book.
How long after Kadath did Forsyth arrive?
It's about an hour or so.
Okay, I wouldn't have stood around waiting, but probably would have
there
gone
it
up and started tinkering with the
All
forge.
right. You are
Does
frozen.
Forsyth let me know that he is there?
I'll let you know I'm coming.
I would have headed down then.
Okay. He, as you head down, you see him come into the door, and he hits the ground with his, as he's, for a minute there,
Slide.
you think he's going to try to fly in, but then he changes shape and he kind of lands on his feet. As he comes through the door, you see him kind of freeze up a little bit. Or he
I slide into
freezes.
the wall.
Yeah, it's kind of like hitting a wall. Ugh.
Release him as well and add him to the permanent allowed list.
And you are released.
Whoa, what was that for, bro?
I warned you.
About what?
That you may be stopped when trying to enter.
Well, I didn't think you meant
Essentially-
us.
Well, essentially I reset everything so that if somebody was let in previously that shouldn't have been, now they will have to get approval.
Okay. Just felt kind of rude, that's all.
I'm sorry. It was kind of rude, but it was necessary. And with that, I would say, but there's food. So let's go have lunch and head over to
good.
the kitchen.
Food fixes everything. So does
Free
chocolate.
food.
Mine made me hungry.
Food is a necessity of life. Chocolate fixes everything. So we're having chocolate pudding for lunch.
Yes,
Sounds
you
like
are. Yes, lunch is served at the table. Vaneth comes in very briefly, grabs some food, and heads right back out again.
Well, he's a busy guy.
He is busy.
Or you could just not want to stand here while we stare at each other.
True, he's not part of that conversation. They're
He
talking
says-
about me. I know it.
These four are very weird. They have a very strange relationship.
Raised eyebrows, facial expressions. I don't get it.
So did you find anything eventually?
Yes. Fillet of fish. is
He's
a
gonna
servant.
turn on us, and when he does, he's gonna say it's because we called him fillet of fish. My name isn't fillet of fish. It's fillet for this. Well, he's gonna stutter his own name like 5 times.
Anesthetist?
He is a servant of the goddess Lyra. Did I say that right? And he is bound to serve the jagged dream. When I ask why, she's like, it was a shrewd business deal. Or the book was like, it was a shrewd business deal.
Interesting. Is Kadat there at the table?
Yeah.
Well, unless he wanted to just stay in his room, I suppose. I just assumed everybody went to the table.
No, I would have come to get food.
Do you know of this goddess?
Sorry, which one was it?
Lyra.
Lyra.
Joe knows of her, but
Do I know of her?
Do you
I
know
guess
of her?
I guess Fix might know of her, but
Roll me
I will-
religion.
I will give you assistance. I will talk to you
Okay.
about this religious stuff.
Okay. You will get assistance on this.
Then that would be a 24.
Good golly.
Miss Molly.
Yes. You know of the goddess Lyra is quite chaotic. And very neutral. She is known as the goddess of deception and illusions. And liars. She never fails at telling a lie. She never tells the truth. Everything she does is full of falsehood and hidden under layers of illusions and lies. She's a small deity. She doesn't have a whole lot of following. Well, she has even less now. But she's never been known to have a large following.
Because nobody can trust her.
So I'll relay all that to everybody.
Interesting. I wonder what he gets in return.
He gets to talk to you.
As much as I think that's a great boon, I think you guys can attest to otherwise. Good to know.
I asked him about my reading from Giselle,
Yes.
specifically about the Emperor card.
Mm-hmm.
It showed me a picture of the card. And as it started to fade, I saw a face. And it was that of Reneo.
Is that the priest of the order? Or was that
Yes.
the other person? Okay.
That's the priest who put the spell, the boon, in place. Around
Wasn't your reading in regard to a false emperor or a hidden emperor?
Yes.
Now the question is Reneo the false emperor or the true emperor?
Because the card was upside down, I have a feeling he's the false one.
Any idea who the true emperor may be?
You do know there is one above him in the order of truth, but only one. Now, whether or not this is referring to this person as possibly being the true emperor or not, you're not sure. But you do know that he tends to be the face and the mouth of the Amber Pope. And as soon as I find his name, I will let you know who that is.
Does the Amber Pope reside in Key?
Duranet the Sixth.
Duranet the Sixth?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to ask you to spell that for me in a second. And
he
Sixth.
The Duranet the Sixth often resides, or often is in the Dirk Hall. Is he there all the time? No, but he is often there. You yourself have never seen him. Leslin may have seen him 1 or 2 times, but it is Reneo who does all of his speaking, basically. He relays anything that Duranet would like to announce to the people of the Order of Truth or to the people in general. It is usually Reneo that is his voice.
okay, spell his name.
D as in dog. URR. AN as in Nancy. ET as in Thomas. The Sixth. He took over from Duranet the Fifth.
Is Duranet a title or a name?
It's a chosen name, much like Pope Francis or Pope whatever. It's a chosen name.
Kind of like Asher.
Sounds about right.
Okay. The book also revealed to me that Strolduck rarely breaks his word. Doesn't say never, but it does say rarely.
Perhaps we need to pay him a visit. See if we can garner his allegiance before it gets too far along.
One way or the other.
Gonna find you.
We'll get you. Oh.
Cadeth's sword is called Justice.
You can confirm that, Kadeth. That has been revealed to you.
Barely hear you there, Jody.
Oh, sorry. I said you can confirm that, Kadeth. That has been revealed to you.
Was that what it was called?
It says this
Okay,
is the sword of
then-
justice.
Then yeah, I would confirm that.
Because my reading said that justice was found and will be wielded not by me, but I will help restore balance. The one who wields justice will take out the emperor. One who is hidden. Could be the Ember Pope because nobody sees him very often.
Perhaps.
And a new priesthood will be established.
Interesting.
I'm going to pull out the book and the quill. I'm going to lay it open on the table. And I'm going to start writing in it. I'm going to write in there this reading, this
Oh, your fortune.
my fortune, so to
All right.
speak. Then I'm going to write in there that it is my belief that justice will either take out the Amber Pope, who is hidden, or Reneo, who is not really the Emperor. I'm recording.
Right.
And then I'm going to write in there, as this comes to pass, the new priesthood will be established. And I'll close the book and put it back away.
Shove it back in her pocket.
Actually, it goes into my bag of holding.
Oh.
The soul stone's in my pocket, and I don't want to put this book in
yeah.
the soul stone.
Yeah, probably not. I need to check something.
So what are you going to do?
Going back to dilemmas.
Dilemmas. Dilemmas. Let me see.
She who should not be named, or the Dirk Hall, could be overwhelming should battle ensue.
True.
The former is undoubtedly going to ensue and expand into battle. But what about Dirk Hall?
You will know that checking in the main hall of the Dirk Hall, just so you're aware, is actually in Owlbear. The layout of it. So if you guys want to take a look at it, you can. That is up to you. The main hall. The rest of Dirk Hall is not in here, of course, because the rest of Dirk Hall is like dormitories, laboratories, study areas, meeting areas, etc., etc. But the main hall is in here, if you wish to take a look at it. Just so you know.
Is that what it popped? Okay.
Does the Order of Truth, do they have like the main thing and they have little subset of outposts or buildings or anything like that?
Yes, there are some outbuildings and whatnot, like they do storage. I'm going to use arrows. Oh, that's a very thin line. to show direction of stairs. Yeah, the outer buildings, some of them have like experimental rooms or lab rooms, but a majority of them are more or less storage for the outer areas. That was a very bad arrow. I apologize. So that one wasn't too great.
Oh, so those two little rooms on the side are sunk down in?
Yes. All of the yellow blocks, those are doors. Whoops.
Okay.
That was not a good arrow either, but and this, as I'm drawing,
I'm trying to bring up Albert on the stream, so just give me a moment.
this right here is balcony.
Yeah, kind of figured. Since there's stairs going up to that area.
So those go up, and those other two areas to the side are also elevated
No,
or
they're
sunken.
sunk.
This is sunk
Okay,
down in,
sunk
and so
down
is
in.
this. But this is all elevated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this like a ramp? Like, is this slightly elevated up here?
It is slightly elevated.
Okay.
This is a ramp that goes up to this area, but then there's a step here. And then all of this is a step above.
Yeah, that's what I kind of figured.
It's like
Not real
maybe
high, but just
2
a little
feet, maybe. Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
Not high enough to cause you to have to climb or anything like that. You literally could step up it, unless, of course, Forsyth is in his halfling form.
Each would make me small.
Oh, I guess I didn't put the arrow on there either. But now let's see.
Okay.
Boop.
Put the arrow in there in a flash.
Yeah, the arrow and the flash. There you go. I forgot that set of stairs.
Did we ever do an Arcana check?
That's just so you guys can see the Dirk Hall. Because you know its layout, Evangeline. That's why I'm giving it to you now. If you
Right.
guys want to go into the Dirk Hall, this is where you most likely will end up talking to either High Priest Reneo or another priest to check in. That is most likely where you'll have to go to do so.
Okay. Did we do an Arcana check on the magic around the office?
Not yet.
Not yet. That is on the things to do.
I would like to do that.
Okay.
Then I'll look down and see if I'm done eating, and if so, I'll stand up.
Yeah. All right. Fix, you stand up.
Look to that. Are you ready?
Sure.
And then head to the office.
All right. You head to the office.
Ask
you're
Kadath to look at the barrier and to figure out what it is, and I will offer guidance.
All right.
So he gets to add a D4 to his roll, I believe it is.
So Kadath, your detect magic is at will. So your detect magic can easily be going. Rhonda's ready to roll. I'm not sure what she's going to roll, but she's ready to roll.
She may have to assist because I don't know if she can see it unless she
antsy.
casts detect magic.
I don't know. I don't know if you
I can cast detect magic.
Okay.
Oh,
It just takes me 10 minutes, but I can cast it.
I figured I'd just help Kadath by offering guidance, and then
You have a high plus to your Arcana anyway, don't you, Chuck?
No.
Oh.
It's only a +2.
That's high to me.
I will
It's the
take.
It's not the
I-
one I'm trained in, so
I will take the 10 minutes to cast detect magic.
Okay.
I'll start working on it while I'm waiting for her to do that.
Okay. All right.
What's the guidance give me?
plus D4 to your roll.
Okay.
Now this is not Numenera related. This is straight up magic.
This is straight up Arcana.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Okay. Just hang on to that. Kadeth, what'd you get? With a D4.
13.
Okay. What you're seeing on this ward, you're seeing the protection against illusion and disguise. And it does shimmer ever so slightly, almost iridescently, of something else, but you can't quite put your finger on it. You do know there's more to it than just what initially you thought.
Okay, then once Evangeline's done casting, I'll point those things out to her and see if she can figure out further.
Okay.
And I'll give her guidance
physically
as well.
looking around.
And that's
I
up.
can find
And that's a D4.
Okay. Yes, it adds a D4. Looking around, you've been here before. Lots of times.
Mhm. Is there anything I didn't notice last time?
There's a lot. With your keen eye, I would say you would notice that there are books and papers moved about them when you last went there. But then Fix's mom is in there also still moving books and papers. So you figure she's rearranging in some manner. What'd you get?
A 33.
Good. Golly.
I rolled a nat 20.
Oh, geez.
Nice.
And a 4 on my 4-sider.
Maxed out.
Plus my +9 for Arcana.
All right. You look at it with Kadeth's help. You see that extra shimmer in there, and you start to really focus in on that extra shimmer. You are going to be able to conclude that this extra shimmer picks up when a very specific thing, it is tied to a very specific thing, passes through this barrier. And as you start to dig into that, it's a blood tattoo. It looks for a blood tattoo. So it's, unless you have a blood tattoo, it's not you.
You share that information?
I definitely share that information. And I will look at your mom and share that information to her that she is safe to come out, because they can't tell whether or not she comes in or out anymore.
So her tattoo's gone, right?
Yep. So I'm going to take a moment and figure out in Morse code how to say, fuck you. And then I'm going to walk in and out of the doorway.
They're gonna be like, "What is this?
What
Why
in
is
the
it?
world?
Why is the thing
Or-
doing this?"
This world's equivalent to Morse code. Let's say that.
The ward is spazzing out. In, out, in, out. Wait, it's just standing in the ward. What do we do?
And then I would ask everyone to step aside and cast Dispel Magic on it.
All right. You're going to have to roll for it.
Okay. And
Yeah,
what is that plus?
It's plus your casting ability modifier.
That would
Although
be...
one thing
what?
I'd say, I mean, go ahead and do it for this, but I like the idea of the part of it that got rid of disguises.
I do too. And I really don't care if they know if I'm coming or going, though it will tell them if I'm here.
Yeah, that's what I'm more worried about. But we can maybe we could talk to the old wizard.
You know?
Yeah.
Perhaps.
See if he'd be willing to do something similar, but that suits our needs better.
Yeah. All right. And let me check something. I have a question. I don't think I need it, but just in case. Would this be considered an ability check?
For dispelling magic?
Yeah.
Technically, it's a saving throw, I believe.
Well, if it's a saving throw, my spellcasting stat modifier saving throw is +8. Because saving throws add your proficiency.
Let me see exactly what it says. Because I think it just says
Spellcasting modifier. So I guess
feel
it's
like
not an
it's
ability check.
just the spellcasting
Okay.
modifier.
I
It's
rolled
kind
a
of
21.
it's part of the spell.
Gotcha. Okay.
You rolled a 20?
21.
Why are you even asking me?
Because I wanted higher than a 21. There are gods involved.
Well, this is true. You got a good point. You're gonna see that magic disperse. It is gonna give off a little electric shock, but you asked everybody to step back, so it's not gonna hit anybody.
And if it does it hit me?
Mm.
Okay.
You had to literally be right next to the barrier.
Okay. It's gone, Mother. And it wouldn't have been able to detect you, as Evangeline said, anyways.
Interesting. So I was here this whole time. You were moving in and out of it. Did they think I was moving in and out of it?
Unless they somehow know that leadership has changed, yes.
That either gave someone too much information or it highly frustrated somebody. Because if they would have looked in on me, they would have found me right here.
Yes.
Interesting.
Now the question is do they know who took over?
I don't know. I imagine they would have, if they think somebody actually did take over and the magic just wasn't failing. I'd imagine they would assume either your father or Vaneth.
Ah, yes, I am the in the dark youngest child that knew nothing and is ignorant. I think I will continue to play that card.
Yeah, play it for as long as you can.
Why did you go to Reneo?
Because I know he can. And he owed me a favor.
She is still not delivered on, or at least it was tainted.
Well, I could come back on him about that, but if I do recall, you just fulfilled a favor that was tainted.
I fulfilled the favor to the exact wording of that favor.
As did he. I didn't specify nothing extra.
Well, then I guess that was.
Why was he keeping track of a blood tattoo coming in and out?
She was the only one before myself that had one.
But why did he cast that?
Probably because he's in league with.
She asked him. She asked him. Mother asked him
Yes.
for the ward.
And he added.
To track a blood tattoo. Either, my guess is either he did that at her bidding, or is there another with a blood tattoo that they wanted to track that if they came in?
Do you know of any others that know of this office, or that would come into this office with a tattoo?
With a tattoo? No. Most people with blood tattoos don't exactly announce it.
We could always ask him.
He is the one who put it there.
Yes.
Ah, real question. Was he looking for something in a specific blood tattoo, or just blood tattoos? Does he know exactly what he's looking for?
I'll look to Evangeline since she got a nat 20 on her Arcana check on that thing.
It was generically blood tattoos. You really do believe that somebody with another blood tattoo would have also triggered it?
Do we know if she has one?
I saw most of her. I don't remember that being said.
If she has one, it's in a not pleasant place.
If I have one, I do not know it.
Is there anything else this blood tattoo can do?
That is it. It enables you to use. It enables you to use your blood to create the pendants. To make them official. Your blood enchants those pendants so that you can pinpoint who's wearing them. Or you can pinpoint the pendant's location. Like I said before, it could be on somebody else's neck, and you may or may not know that unless you know them personally. But you can locate those pendants.
We may need to shore up that vulnerability.
Question. When he took over, those pendants still have others' blood on them. Yours?
Yes, they had mine.
Prior leaders?
And prior leaders, perhaps. From what I understand, those pendants that had prior leaders' blood, the blood is less so about the person and it's more associated with the tattoo.
The tattoo.
So even though a former pendant may have my actual blood, the connection to it is tied to the tattoo.
It's not so much about the blood, it's about the tattoo.
Yes.
The blood is just the component, the
Yes.
way of.
It is the triggering magic.
Right.
And it has to come from the one with the tattoo for its initial trigger. Then it transfers with the tattoo.
From the best of what I'm seeing, though, even though it's gone now, the only thing that it would have done, as far as she's concerned, would drop any disguise of anybody coming in.
Yes.
It would no longer have tracked her because the tattoo transferred to Fix.
Correct.
Okay.
That's the way I'm understanding it. When you said it tracked the blood tattoo, then it was tracking Kothic coming in and out.
Well, with that taken care of, Evangeline, I'm thinking if we do decide to move on our target, we could possibly enlist the help of a few organization members to cause some chaos in a different part of the compound.
Anything to reduce the number of guards in the area.
I sort of have one of their watchmen in my payroll. What if we have him deliver a message that a young woman of your description has been seen entering the Princeton residence, and then we leave? And then
That could cause a stir.
we cause a further stir on their compound in a different part of it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
How quickly can you pack up your room?
Relatively quickly. It didn't take me long to pack it up at the Drakal. Didn't take me long to pack it up here the last time.
I just don't want it here if they manage to find their way in.
Forsyth, where are you standing right now?
I'm sitting.
You're sitting. Okay, where are you sitting right now?
Okay, we're still looking at the map on Owlbear? Or
No.
No.
You're still in the
Oh.
Trinson resident at the moment.
oh, Trinston.
In the office,
Okay.
even if you want to be in the office.
Oh, sure. I'd be sitting in the office, in the rolling chair, going in circles.
Sounds about right. All right. Immediately. Oh dear Lord. Immediately, out of nowhere, you will see Kosha appear right next to Forsyth. And she appears, and you see her kind of gasp, and then she gets frozen.
Okay, Fix. Gotta fix this.
I look at her. kind of inspect her.
She looks rough, actually. She looks kind of beat up. Um, she's got a cut maybe across her cheek here. She's got a wound on her side. And she looks pretty beat up at the moment.
First, over the connection with Lathis. Did you cause this damage to her?
No, you told me not to hurt
you.
anybody.
I appreciate that. Go ahead and release her
Very well.
and allow her in for the next month.
For the next,
Hey,
got it.
friend of mine.
1 month, starting now. she releases. She kind of stumbles forward a little bit, and you see her kind of breathing heavy.
And I'll catch her since I'm right in front of her.
I cast see invisibility. Does there look like there's a clock above her head counting down?
She has 30 days and
I cast
23 hours.
Cure Wounds on her.
All right.
8 hit points.
8 hit points. Okay. You see the wound on her side kind of close up a little bit.
Yeah. You okay? What happened?
I was in Osper with Elijah. We were
Okay.
checking some rumors and whatnot. We were attacked. Elijah told me to flee. We would reconnect later. So I used the spell Tatra gave me. It's the only way I could
Who or what
escape.
attacked you?
Some mercenaries, bandits. I don't know who they were. I've never seen them before. We were.
Do you think they might have been sent by someone?
Oh, most definitely we were targeted.
Okay. Do you know who by? Is who I think it is?
That I have no idea. Well, okay, I have ideas because obviously there has been enemies afoot now, but I couldn't pinpoint a specific person. I mean, they weren't wearing any kind of symbols or anything, but we were definitely targeted.
What
Do you think we'd be
happened
able
with
to track them down?
I maybe I might be able to track them if I go back to Osper.
Well, you wouldn't go back alone.
Oh, I definitely couldn't.
what happened with
Especially not
Elijah?
right now. We split directions. He told me he would meet me. We would meet back up again at the order in Thrice. But the spell Tatra gave me brought me here.
Yeah, that is partially my doing. I asked them to send you here as soon as possible.
Interesting.
I did not expect you to be coming from a rough situation like you were.
Interesting. The spell Tatra gave me, she gave me 3 days ago.
But this is Tatra we're talking about.
Enough said.
So, what were you in Osper investigating?
Well, we were investigating some rumors about some of the items that were taken from the order. Non-important items. Just seeing if they had connection to others that were mentioned. And we tracked one to Osper.
Whose item did you track to Osper?
It was one of Elijah's items that we tracked to Osper.
some of the other items that have gone missing, we know where they're at. Which item was his?
This was a journal of sorts and notes on spells and such, is what he said.
Now, thinking back, do I remember seeing that when I was looking in the basement?
You do not.
Okay. Because I know I saw a bunch of things, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that was among the things I saw, but was it taken at a later time?
Not according to Elijah. Elijah said it was taken the same time as the other items.
Interesting. Where did you get the information that it had been taken through Osper, or that there was any information there?
We received the information from Sylvia. Sylvia mentioned that there was an item, seemingly a mage's notes or something of that nature that could contain some good information that needed to be procured, and it was in Osper. When I mentioned it to Elijah, Elijah confirmed that that would have been his journal. I did not ask Sylvia where she got that information. We don't ask Sylvia that kind of stuff. That's what keeps her safe.
Yes. I understand that, although getting that information may be important at some point.
Well, anyway, does that happen to anybody who enters this house? Just
At this point,
curious.
It's a recent change.
Got it.
Happened to
until
me.
you've been given access.
I'd have liked to have seen that. She'll elbow you.
Oh, I should have taken something out of his pockets while he was frozen.
Good luck finding it.
Well, the reason I wanted you here is that I think you would be a big help in our plans for rescuing Fix's sister.
Okay.
Because you have at least some knowledge of the location,
Well, I have knowledge
more
of
than the
many
rest of us.
locations.
Because it's the
Location where we
castle that you were held at.
Oh. Yeah, there's some areas of that castle I did not venture into. I got eerie feelings.
Those are probably the areas we will need to go into.
I can
But
get you to the door. That's
his
for sure.
sister is being held in the basement. I know that much. In a cage. And many of the items that have been stolen are down there also.
Interesting.
Along with a collection of spines.
That explains the eerie feeling.
Yes.
Who collects spines? I mean, like, you can't just... Never mind.
Yes, it's a little disturbing.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a personal collection, I suppose.
But it was confirmed to me that you would probably be a good one for assisting us in that.
I can definitely lay out the castle for you. I can even probably get you in somewhere other than the front door.
I figure between you and Forsyth, we should be able to get in a little less
Unnoticed.
than a little less notice than we would otherwise.
Yeah, that place, it's really more about timing. So if you walk into those walls, you gotta stay alert.
But
Alert. World
that
need
won't
more
be for a
alerts.
few days, I think.
Ah, you have another plan.
Well, there are other things that need to be taken care of. Some
Anything
of
I.
which you may be a help with. We'll see.
All right.
Part of that's not up to me.
Do you know anything about the Derkal?
I know it's outer buildings. I believe the last time that I went through the area, unseen, of course, uh, I did notice one particular area had an underground tunnel.
Which part was that?
You go around the backside a ways. There's an outbuilding over there. It's a storage shed. I mean, that's what it looks like. I mean, you open the door and you're gonna see storage stuff too. I mean, I looked in the windows. I saw a lot of crates and stuff. But the inside looked a little smaller than the outside. Um,
Reverse TARDIS.
yeah, yeah, reverse TARDIS. When I was uh surveying the ground a little bit through, you know, means, I discovered that part of the ground was hollow that led toward the Dirk Hall's main chamber.
That often means hidden areas
Hmm.
that they don't want you in.
Hmm. It is either, my guess, it is either a quick escape should something go wrong, or it is a means for which to transport either unwanted visitors or maybe visitors that are dispatched the way, one does not want to be seen.
Hmm.
Could you get in that same way if you wanted to get in and not be seen?
I would imagine so. It goes two ways. I mean, if they're going to come out to do something, they got to find a way to get back in. I don't think they're walking in the front door. They were supposed to be inside already. I don't know how many people know about that tunnel. I also don't know how guarded it is. I mean, it's not guarded by any people from what I can tell. But I didn't go inside to like actually check it out. There may be plenty of traps. And knowing the people of the Dirk Hall, there's probably plenty of magical as well. Or, that weird magical, mechanical, sciency stuff.
Your
I
stuff, Evangeline.
do know exactly what you're talking about.
See? I imagine between Forsyth and myself, we'll be able to find most of it. Getting it to not trigger, though, that might be a little tricky.
Well, depends on how we go in
It's true.
and what shape we take.
That might make a difference.
Because one way to go is by air.
I have never actually been on the roof of the Dirk Hall. Haven't actually made it that far. I imagine there's roof access somewhere. I've just done a perimeter, not actually been, you know.
Perhaps
I don't come to Key very often.
it's time to pay a visit to my old stomping ground.
This evening?
Forsyth.
See?
No better time than the present.
Think
Did you
Better
have
to go
other
show-
plans this evening?
during the day or during the evening when it's easier to sneak around?
I think
I'm
just
fine
after
either way.
dusk. Just as it
after
starts to
dusk.
get dark, before people's have a chance to adjust to the night so much.
Do we want
Can
to
do.
have a distraction?
We will have two. I look to my mother. Can you get word to members that we wish them to cause a distraction on whatever side is opposite to the area that we're going to?
I can do that. I know a couple of people. It's very good at that.
Forsyth, that guardsman that you had interactions with.
Yeah.
You think you could find him?
I'm sure I could.
Let him know that just before dusk to send a report that somebody of Evangeline's description, do not use her by name, tell him this, he does
Right.
not know much, so he might say her name and it may throw off the ruse, was seen going into the Trinson residence.
I shall do that. I know the bar he frequents. I can also see if he's on patrol.
That's true too.
Chances are I'd find him more quickly at the bar, though.
Probably.
Any more hedges we'd like to bet?
No, I think we should be fine.
Mother, what do you intend to do when they arrive here? And if they, I'll tell you now, if they try to force their way in, I have told Lathis to stop but not harm any who are not of the immediate family who attempt to enter.
Well, any of them who attempt to enter will be stopped then. Um.
Suggestion fix?
Yes.
Not sure.
You may want to temporarily include your sister.
Which sister?
One
Gidna.
that can't currently be trusted, not of her own accord.
Good call. I'll message him and say, add to that list of those who cannot enter Gidna.
With pleasure.
Add to the list that are allowed to enter Evangeline, my mother, my father. I'll go through my brothers and my sister. I'm being very specific. And the
And the servants.
and the servants that are of the inner circle. No new servants as of how long's it been? 6 months?
Very well. You may want to let Jennifer know.
Is she not of our? Is she a newer?
No, but if she were to bring in a newer person for training
Very well.
or whatever, she needs to be made aware.
Will do. I'll look outside and see if there's a someone of the help and ask them to bring Jennifer to me
They'll be
immediately.
able to find somebody. It's easy enough.
I will go and pack my room.
Okay. All right. After a few moments, you will see Jennifer come to the office and say, "Are you in need of anything?"
No, but I would like to let you know that no new staff as of 6 months is to be brought into the house. They
Very
will
well.
they will be stopped, and I will not be here to reverse it.
Understood.
I'll then communicate with Philathus that, along with myself, my mother has authority to allow people in.
He says, "Very well." He's not a chatty type.
Oh no, I wasn't waiting for chattiness.
Jennifer,
Um,
bows out and goes to take care of business.
I will. No, I will. I'll hold off on that comment.
Okay. Your
I
mother
was
says,
going to tell him. Oh, go ahead.
Anything else I need to know? If not, I'll go
No,
ahead and go contact the guard.
no, I think that should be all.
okay. As Forsyth takes his leave, your mother will look at you and say, I don't know how I plan on handling them just yet, other than obstinately denying that she is here. I don't want them in my house. If they come into my house, Philathus will stop them.
They'll be stuck for a while.
They'll be stuck for a while. And I just leave that not happen either, because not very many people know of Philathus.
Let them know that you hired an obstinate, incompetent mage to ward your home, and that it has had some unintended consequences.
Okay. I will do that.
He did wonderfully on your disguise removal ward, but this one, he just not quite up to par.
Not quite. I will do that. I will return with that message. It will be. The only regret I will have is not being able to see his face as they tell him. Very well. I will do that. You be careful.
Always.
Um,
That's what I got these guys for.
yeah. Do you know after this
Takes a lot
fact,
of work.
because the Durkal has the ear of government and the authorities, there is a good chance you will become wanted in Key.
They will not know who we are.
Well, if you keep it as such, then it will be just as well. Kosha kind of giggles. She's like, I'm already wanted in Key, to be fair.
And if all goes to plan, the order will crumble after this, or soon after.
Well, hopefully cleaning up the pieces is easily done. Otherwise, you might still end up being wanted. But we'll keep yourselves hidden. Be careful.
I'll do my best.
I'll need to go let your father and Vaneth know. If he's here. I heard him leave not too long ago.
Okay. Well, let me know if you need anything. How long do we have till dusk?
About an hour. 2, maybe. Anything you want to do to prepare?
While we're waiting, I'm gonna go ahead and use the sending stone to tell Erwin that I have some important and distressing information to share, but it needs to be in private, and ask him to find a way to meet me as soon as possible or set up a way to send the information privately.
He will respond back to you. I will ensure that I am in a safe place for when the stone replenishes. I am still in Ephraimon. Should not be too difficult.
Okay.
All right. Anything else?
No, I think for the time being, I'm gonna go calm my nerves with some forging. And find some face coverings for all of us. A bed sheet for Kadath, since that's about the size we'll need.
That's the size of his face.
And his head.
All
Are you
right.
saying he has a big head?
I didn't get a good look at his face, but he's about 7 foot tall.
I'll just, just give me a giant black cloak. I'll look like Andre the Giant in Princess Bride.
Right?
Just go in there saying, I am the dread pirate robber.
I love you. Get
No.
down.
Did you want a forging roll for that? I don't know if I have enough time to even make a dent.
In a couple of hours, you might not have much time to make a dent. You kind of get it out, you get it heated up, you bang a few times, and it's just something to busy your mind, really.
Go through the motions.
Yep. All right. So you guys are preparing to go to the Dirk Hall. And that is where we are ending for tonight because it is 9:30. I was making notes on my paper.
Inconceivable. Oh.
Secret tunnel. All right.
Maybe
All right, so
they're
that's where
using
we're
the
going to
same
stop.
windows we are.
Maybe. All right. Well, thank you for joining us. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on those notifications so you know when we're live. If you like the video, like and share it. Share it with other people. And leave a comment by all means. Don't forget to check out our website, deanddadjokes.com. And links to social media, other social media accounts are both at the bottom of this video in the description and on our website. So check those out as well. Anything else?
No. We'll see them next year.
All right. Yeah. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. We'll see you next year.